Needs no introduction, but if we had to, we'd say he's an extremely accomplished musician who's played for music groups we know that you're big fans of, and you have been for years, such as TOTO.
Yes,
and another one called Pink Floyd.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yes, right? But Scott Page is also carving his space in Web3.
Yeah, he's attending Future Shape 360. That's a first of its kind, fully NFT-gated 3-day all-inclusive event converging the most influential people in the world of crypto. So joining us now to talk all about it is the legendary Scott Page. Scott, welcome to Cheddar News. Hi, Scott.
Yay.
What an introduction.
Nice to meet you folks.
Yes, you too,
Hey,
Scott.
thank you very much for having me on your show.
Of course.
How can I compete with that whale?
I know.
Yeah, that was
we
crazy, right?
we should not, all three of us should not be in the same company as that whale. So Scott,
Yeah, that whale.
this is the inaugural Future Shape 360. So what made you want to get involved in this? This is really sort of cool that you're doing this.
Yeah, I've been following the crypto space for quite a while right now. Since about 2011, I started to see what was going on with NFTs and just started to really realize that NFTs really represent freedom for the people. And what I mean by that, it's basically taking down an old system where the people can have a complete direct-to-consumer kind of business model and the ability, especially for artists and musicians, to finally have a way to make a living taking out the third parties. So I got very excited in this space. I ended up meeting Greg Bean and a few of the guys from Future Shape a few years ago at an NFT event in Las Vegas. And we both decided, this is like such a great space to be in and putting on some events. So I've been actually putting on NFT events now. This whole last year, we did the Mammoth Film Festival. We did South by Southwest. I ended up co-producing basically producing the night events for NFTLA. So I'm wholehearted in this space, and we all realize that, really what's happening, this is the moment for the builders. So we wanted to create a conference for the people that are actually shaping Web3, because it is so important for the people, because this really does change the game in a big way. Most people don't realize what NFTs are exactly. They think they're just this asset and, like an ape tied to the blockchain, and that's what it is. But it's much, much bigger than that. It's a much bigger thing. It really is how we're going to conduct commerce and stuff in the future. So Future Shape was about bringing the best and the brightest minds together to really come together to shape the future of Web3.
Yeah.
So what is it that attendees can really expect from this NFT Web3 experience?
Well, what's interesting is experiences are really what NFTs are about. So what's unique about this event, so many of the NFT projects, they kind of promise things for you. Well, we decided that it made much more sense to deliver on the first day. So when they come, you're getting a hotel you're staying at the Four Seasons Hotel, beautiful hotel. We have days of conferences. We have a mansion party that starts up the day on Friday tomorrow, and then it goes into a concert with Deadmau5 at Meow Wolf, one of the incredible immersive theaters in Denver. And the next day we got some more conference, and the next night we have an event going on at the Fillmore with Don Diablo and Cherub and a bunch of the disco guys. And then on Sunday we have more conference going on where it's really more like a think tank, because it's a very small group of people, no more than 360 people. That's why it's the 360. And then we have that event that night at RealWorks, which is a whole immersive event with all the great NFT artists, Wes Henry, Warhol, Gabe Weiss, Senior Graves. I mean, all these great players, and they're bringing their stuff, and we'll be showing that. So it's 3 days of an immersive experience, all paid for based on when you buy your token, and then incredible kind of shows and music and stuff at night, but really to have an opportunity to brainstorm with the best of the best in the business right now.
Absolutely. So also, Scott, Think NFT, also a presenting partner at this event. You, by the way, created Think NFT, which is really this cool community that's supporting and uplifting those in this space. When did your passion for NFTs grow? Because as you mentioned, this is sort of a new thing that a lot of people are starting to understand kind of now and are learning about now. But when did this sort of hit you?
Well, about 2 years ago when it started to really happen, I don't know if people remember the Beeple drop, which was the one where it sold for $69 million. It was like a painting of every day, a painting for 5,000 days. And that really kind of blew up the system. So at that time, a lot of people were calling me to put together my NFT collection because of all my years on the road. And they all know I collected all this Pink Floyd memorabilia and shot thousands of photographs and videos. And I just realized that this was much bigger than I had even thought, even though I had been following it a bit. I ended up calling a friend of mine who was a blockchain engineer and said, "Hey, let's go." So we started working on working on some things. I was also involved in the first project we did with another partner of mine. We sold the original Rolling Stones Lips, Ruby Mazer did, and that actually sold for $1.1 million, which was great.
Wow.
So that got me hooked in this space, and from there we went off and we sold a Beeple, not a Beeple, but a Banksy. That's right, a Banksy. And then since then, I've just been working on collections. I'm getting ready to launch my collection called Rock Money, which is all based upon the idea of decentralization and the future of the people basically taking back the power of the currency through NFTs and cryptocurrency. But it's a very unique rock collection where we're mashing photographs, never seen photographs from the Rolling Stones, my Pink Floyd collection, also Stone Temple Pilots, and that's being done with, started that process with Arthur J. Williams, who's a very famous pop artist. So we're building that. Now we're creating derivative works. I've got a whole bunch of incredible artists that are now building on top of this. But the idea is to show the power of NFTs, show how you can kind of pass the roles and rights and build something. I can build something, give it to someone else. They can build on top of it, and then the blockchain will manage all the royalties and everything so everybody can get paid. So we're out there to educate people on the importance of decentralization, at the same time create avenues of revenue for artists. Because if you know, like for the first time, artists are starting to be able to make money because you can't sell music anymore. And if you look back at my career back in the days when I used to play nightclubs, I used to get paid, $50 to $100 a night to play a club. This is like 40 years ago. And now, and today, it's no different. It's still $50 to $100. So it's been a really bad model for musicians. And now we finally have an avenue to actually make money.
Yes, amen. Power back to the artists. We absolutely support that. Scott, Pink Floyd, one of the greatest bands ever, such an iconic band, really has created new sounds with each album. How has it also sort of made you evolve as an artist over each one of those albums also?
Well, I've got to say, I feel like the most blessed and thankful human being on the planet to have had the opportunity, to obviously play with Floyd. And, Dave Gilmour is my music guru. I learned so much from him since he's the kind of the master of melody. And an incredible mentor in music. He taught me so much. But Floyd really gave me the understanding about how to tell stories in playing music as opposed to just playing a bunch of notes and things. So, this has been an incredible ride, and again, I said I'm so thankful for it. I don't know what else to say other than it was just incredible.
Well, that's why we love still listening to it to this day. Scott, such a pleasure to have you here on Cheddar News. Scott Page, technologist, entrepreneur, musician, and songwriter. Thanks again, Scott.
Thank